Welcome back to the Hill Update. I'm Dean Allison, member Parliament for Niagara West. Joining me on the show today is Jocelyn Bamford, Vice President, Automatic Coating Limited, and founder of the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers. All right, Jocelyn, we've talked a bit about the economy. We've talked about the challenges that our manufacturing sector has. And now we need to discuss what that all means for small and medium-sized businesses, or SMEs. And before we do that, let's have a quick look at this clip from the House.
After 9 years of these NDP Liberals, taxes are up, costs are up, crime is up, and yes, now their time is up. The capital gains tax is yet another job-killing tax on small businesses. Now, Liberals will say it only applies to the top 0.13%, but what the finance minister won't say is that it will not apply to the bottom 99.87%. Tomorrow, the NDP and Bloc have a chance to bring down this costly government by voting for our Conservative non-confidence motion. Will they finally let Canadians decide in a carbon tax election? Hear, hear.
Okay, so we have another one of those irritants that can drive away business and drive away investment. So according to Industry Canada's website, SMEs employ over 89% of the private sector. And when you look at that number as businesses in general that employ people, that number jumps to 99.8%. So think about that. Of 1.2 million businesses, almost 100% of them are small businesses. So capital gains is only one of the factors that will make it more difficult for SMEs to survive and compete. But what are some of the other things that you've noticed in the US that is helping SMEs to thrive, or at least make it easier to survive in the US?
Well, I do want to just, before I talk about the other things, I do want to talk about capital gains and how devastating that is to small and medium-sized business. And I think about, we're not public servants. We don't have pensions. If you have a small or medium-sized business, you're going to grow that business so that that can be your nest egg. And for them to try and take away that nest egg is huge. And it's not just business owners. It's, you own your cottage, you've paid for your cottage with after-tax dollars. You've already paid tax on it, and they want to tax you more. So why would anyone invest anything in Canada if they're just going to have to write a check? And the point is that we're not writing checks so that we get more services. We're writing checks that in many cases are well documented, like the Green Fund, that go to friends and of the Liberal Party. Like it's a pyramid of extortion, and we need to say no to it.
Almost 400 million, right? Almost 400
Yes.
million. And that's, one of the reasons
Yeah.
that Parliament's at a standstill right now, because they won't release the documents. But sorry to interrupt, keep going.
Right, 100%. And so you're giving money that ends up not contributing back to the society. And that irritates people. And I always say to people, how much of your day do you want to work for you? And how much of your day do you want to work for the government? Because you should be working more of the time of the day for you and not for the government. So to answer your question about what's different down here, like for everything, no carbon tax, no clean fuel standards, a general appreciation for business, where we're appreciated. They're happy to have people bring their business. They understand that businesses bring jobs, and they want to do everything to not stand in the way on a variety of levels. The amount of paperwork that we have to fill out in Ontario, not just for the Ontario government, but for the municipal government, things like how much water did you use? How much electricity do you use? They have all that, but instead of them getting it for themselves, they want us to take our labor to pull all of these reports for them. The banning of natural gas on the municipal level is insane. Why would any manufacturing go to a municipality that's banning that gas? How are you going to run your plant?
So just in 40 seconds left, why don't you talk about carve-outs too? Another thing that makes doing business in the US a little bit unique for SMEs on big projects.
Yeah, so large projects, they set aside, they're called small business set-asides. They set aside, if they're having an infrastructure program that's going to a large corporation, those large corporations have to give a certain percentage, or in the entire project, there has to be a certain percentage for small businesses to participate in that. And if you look at the Stellantis deal in Ontario, they did none of that. It all went to large corporations. Canadian shipbuilding program does have small business set-asides, and that allows small to medium-sized businesses to participate.
Thanks, Jocelyn. It's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us this week.
My pleasure.